Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Doveston, and it is wonderful that you are here with me for our monthly I Ching forecast for the month of July 2026. We always cast our minds back, the monthly episodes, the weeklies, to what happened in the month that was. In June, we had Hexagram 24, the return, the turning point back towards the light, the movement towards better times after that long night in the cave as the bear, slowly emerging and starting to shift towards a better time. And we had that tricky second hexagram 36, darkening of the light. Challenges abound. Difficulties face us, and what we have to do is we have to go within, hunker down, go under the radar, and just hold the light internally. Run undercover for a bit while we let the energy dissipate around us. So no doubt, particularly in the second half of the month, you felt that energy of things and challenges coming at you, okay, and not letting them rattle you, not letting them upend your energy, but just hunkering down and working through them. The turning point energy of things not yet being in summer, but being in a different place, starting to shift forward. If anything came up for you in working with last month's overview, please do share a comment. All right, this month in July, the energy is completely different. Okay, we had the arrival, the first kind of signals of spring last month with Hexagram 24. And here we have the reverse. We have 42, increase. We have full-on summer. Okay, this hexagram says everything's accelerating, everything's opening up, and what we have to do is we have to totally go with it. Okay, you know, because we've had this hexagram before, this hexagram is all about white water rapids on our kayak, all right, paddling like crazy. We go through life where there are areas of very still water, where we can put the energy in, all right, but we can also conserve our energy. Things slow down, all right, and that's good. We can consolidate and we can pull things together when things slow down. And then there's periods of life where things dramatically speed up. Okay, we suddenly hit a rapid white water section in the river we're on, and we have to paddle like hell. Okay, this month is asking us to paddle like hell. Okay, the opportunity, the blessings, the acceleration, the opportunity to just go for it, to give ourselves over to this moment is a huge opportunity for blessings. We have to be willing, though, to throw ourselves into those rapids, okay, and not be so scared that we kind of try and find our way to the side and kind of carry our kayak to the next, but to avoid the intensity. This is intensity, but it's intensity of opportunity and blessings. And what we have to just do is put our head down, put our foot on that accelerator and just go for it. Okay, a wonderful opportunity in July where things that were stuck, that were slow. Remember how many difficult, stucky hexagrams we've had in our weeklies and our monthlies over the last few months. This month, we are being given permission to go for it, all right, to make it count, to put everything of ourselves on the line. Okay, it's that kind of energy of like, go for it, open up, immerse yourself in the moment, and just lean into the energy and paddle like hell. Okay. There are two changing lines this month in the first and the sixth positions. It's like an I Ching sandwich, all right. The line at the bottom is always a line of something new arriving, speaks to something that's germinating or coming into the situation. And the line at the top is a culmination line, okay. And like most hexagrams, these 6 lines tell us a story of the different types of facets of increase we must pay attention to. What is really happening? Okay, so in line 1, in position 1, right at the bottom, okay, it has an opportunity, all right? The energy comes, the help from a higher power, a blessing, a superior person, a benefactor, a partner, whatever it is. But this energy comes in, this blessing comes in, increases. And what we've got to do is we've got to take this energy and we've got to selflessly put ourselves into it and open up the blessing. So increase comes to us like an external flow, right into the hexagram as it comes in. We've got our paddle, and our task is to take this blessing that's come our way, all right, that's activated at the beginning of this hexagram, take the blessing and go for it. All right, so it's an activation energy. There's something that's important to be done, a project that's in front of you, something to be activated, something to be worked on, something to be pumped up, all right, and paddled through, right? And what we have to do, particularly in the first third of July, okay, taking us to round about the 10th of July, this changing line is really saying the blessing is there. We just need to lean into it and go for it. It's important that we put ourselves into the activation that's in front of us. It's powerful, it's timely, it's in front of us, and we just need to go for it. Okay, so that's changing line 1. In position 6, culmination line, this line says you could face disaster on some issue, but you could also mitigate. Okay, so this line culminates round about the 20th of July. And what it's saying is that what we have to do is we have to master, right, how we increase others, the people around us. Maybe that's your staff, your family, your environment, your community, the people you work with, all right? Increase others and allow the energy to be shared with other people. This line, we are warned against, all right, playing with people, being fickle in our relationships, changing our mind when it suits us, not honoring our commitments, all right, not looking after those who are in our care, all right, being selfish, self-centered, and grabbing the increase for ourselves. Okay, we could face some real difficulties if we do not shift our thinking on a particular issue towards looking after those in our care, increasing others. And what this line talks about is that if we alienate people, we make commitments we don't honor, right? We're fickle, we change our mind when it suits us. We don't follow through on the things we've committed to do. When we change our opinion, we flick-flack backwards and forwards, right? We're uncertain. We're not focused on what we need to do. When we have that energy, what happens is people start drifting away from us, okay? They start going and finding their clan and their connection elsewhere. They start drifting off. And before you know it, you've either physically, emotionally, or mentally become alone, all right? You're in an island, and the people around you, even if they are physically still there, are no longer bound to you and what you're trying to do. And when you are alone, what happens? You're open to attack. Okay, when you don't have your army around you, right? Your clan, your lager, right? If you don't have that around you, what happens is you're open to attack from outside. And so this particular line says, if you alienate people and they disappear from you, you might have spiteful attacks, words, deeds come at you from outside that hurt you. All right? We don't want that. We want to be connected and emotionally, mentally, and physically engaged with the people around us. Think about your immediate circle, the immediate people that you spend a lot of time with who are dependent on you in particular. This is a line of, right, succession to the top, right? It looks down upon the rest of the lines. It is a position of responsibility and authority. Who do you have responsibility and authority over? And if we treat those people with disdain, with an act of thinking they're stupid, right, or ignorant, or don't have value, or don't have an opinion, right? When we see people as resources, like the word human resources really grates me because it's like you're a lump of coal, okay? When you see people like resources as opposed to valuable contributors to what you're trying to do, this line in position 6 is activated, and we can land up being alone without support that we need. Okay, so this line is one that we can take personal responsibility to change through our behavior. This is not the I Ching saying this is fated and there's nothing that you can do. This is directly within our control. All right, so our 2 changing lines is an activation, right? There's a blessing that comes to help us, and we need to step into it and go. Plus, we need to look after the people that we are responsible and accountable for and to, and treat them with respect and dignity and openness, engaging them meaningfully on every level we can, right? Connecting with them as real human beings who have a real impact, who want to be there for you, who want to help what you're doing, and engaging them on that level. Not superficially, not with fickleness, but with real heart, real intention, real clarity of mind. That gives us a second hexagram, right? So our hexagram transforms from 42 increase over a period of time in the month to hexagram 8, holding together. We had this recently. This is the hexagram of leadership and understanding that we are only as strong as the weakest link. I think it's quite interesting, given this journey of the changing lines, that after this warning about really being engaged in helping people, in increasing others, that we get this hexagram that is teaching us about how to hold the line, right? How to work with binding everyone together. We're climbing a mountain, we're all connected with rope. What do we have to do to make sure we all get to the summit, to the thing that we're working towards safely and together? And that is leadership, clarity, stepping into power, right, and holding everyone together, uniting everyone around a shared goal, a shared idea, building on that, what that rope means for you, right? What does that rope mean for you? What is the thing that binds you together with others as you embark upon an important expedition? What do you have to do to amplify the weakest link and bind everyone together? This might be that there's disarray or disharmony, right, in your group, in your team, in your family. And what you have to do is you have to reconnect everyone together, rebind everyone to the central promise, to the central purpose, to the thing that's really important at the center. This hexagram also challenges us to think differently around the groups of people that we are bound with, right? Our groups, associations, communities. Are we giving those groups what we committed to do? Are those groups doing what they need to do? Are you getting what you are expected to in return? And what do we need to do to harmonize and stabilize the groups of people we are connected to? It might not be about abandoning a group, right? But it might be around, what do we need to do to where there is disharmony in a group, is to rush in and to ease that disharmony. Not to rescue everyone, but to ease and eradicate the disharmony in the group. What could you do in the groups that you are connected to, even if you are not the leader, to overcome disharmony that comes up in the groups that are important to you? And that's what's in front of us this month. We can lead from our position. Just because you don't have the title and the badge of the leader of the group doesn't mean that you are not responsible as one of the people connected through the ropes to everybody else to do what you can to lift everyone up. And I'm thinking back to that hexagram 42 increase line, line 6, and this energy of holding together. You are only as strong as your weakest link. What could we do to help those who perhaps are weak links? Yes, but how can we increase them? How can we increase them within this matrix, all right, this grouping matrix that we are held together by? Very, very important. Well, I look forward to hearing your insights as we are careening our way through the month. And next, we will get stuck into our first weekly for July to see how our more detailed energy plays out week by week. Until then, if this was valuable to you, you know what to do. A thumbs up and a like would be great. And of course, new to the channel, hit that subscribe button or the follow button. And I look forward to seeing you soon for our first weekly forecast for July. Until then, take care.